It's the Mundane Narrative, a real bugger of play-by-play of bloody, sad everyday activities. It really takes the biscuit, mate. So keep listening, wankers.
Hello, and welcome to the U.S. Open of shopping. We're coming to you live from the local Piggly Wiggly, where it's the final day in what has been one exciting tournament. I'm Ralph Jones. With me on the call is 9-time men's shopping U.S. Open winner, Thomas Dankworth. Thomas, what are you seeing out there today?
Ralph, the final pairing today pits two of this year's top money winners in a clash of titans. Dorothy Sapruta, who hails from blue-collar Birmingham, home of the world's largest ball of dental floss. She was last year's U.S. Open runner-up.
Thomas, I get all my dental floss from Birmingham. It's simply delightful.
Yes, that's great, Ralph. And the other half of our final pairing today is Janie Norrison, coming to us from the posher village of Horning, which is supposed the birthplace of the shoehorn, Ralph. She's a real up-and-comer on the shopping circuit this year.
Okay, Thomas. I've been told the gruesome twosome is approaching the 17th aisle, which we all know is a really tough aisle here in the Piggly Wiggly. One side is all bread and the other is olives, pickles, and spicy relish.
Ralph, it's the dreaded hard and soft aisle. Someone is going to have to pull a blinder on the aisle. Dorothy's up first. Let's hope she doesn't drop a clanger.
She's moved into the front of the aisle, and she's off.
Am I seeing a limp from Dorothy? Thomas, any info about that limp?
Ralph, I've been told by someone in Dorothy's camp that it may stem from poor circulation in her leg, the result of an extended sit on the balk. Well, let's hope it doesn't affect her too much on these last two aisles. She's moving at the pace of a Union gravedigger, very deliberate. She's picking off the bread bags like a trained sniper in Nam. Wait, she's made a turn, going straight to the jars of olives.
Ralph, those olives remind me of eyeballs kept as trophies by some manslayer. Bloody creepy.
Thanks for that, Thomas. Olives and rye bread.
Dorothy is going for the jugular, Dennis Rader style. She's a real brute. Let's see if Dorothy's cart holds up as Janie Nyerson steps up to the 17th aisle. Janie's trainer is just chuffed to bits with her steady play this year. She's really put in the work in the gym and the film room.
Janie's making her first choice. Wait for it. It's the rye bread, taking a page from Dorothy's playbook.
I can see that, Ralph. Janie did train briefly with Bill Belichick, I think during the Aaron Hernandez damp squib. Hernandez really motivated her, gave her the bloody killer instinct.
She's taking her time as she goes for her next item. She's reaching for the relish.
This is a risky move, Ralph. Relish has been known to be a real tickety-boo. Let's hope she hasn't lost her plot. I've seen relish ruin the careers of the biggest jammy dodgers out there, Ralph.
And yes, Janie has gone with the spicy relish. It's a crapshoot, but she's a gambler. Let's go to the marshal for the call of the aisle winner. After reviewing the replay, the winner of the 17th aisle is Janie Nyerson.
Wow, Ralph. Janie made the right call. She's got to be absolutely chuffed. She's really taking the piss to Dorothy.
Well, it's all come down to the 18th aisle. It's a real doozer. Dorothy and Janie are tied and waiting for a stock boy to clean up a spill on aisle 18. Okay, looks like the mess has been cleared, but per store policy, a slippery when wet sign has been put up on the 18th aisle. Let's see how these ladies handle the wet sign. We sold this last year at the Masters of Shopping, and it was a real kerfuffle. But you have to know your onions at this level of competitive shopping. Let's take a look at the 18th aisle. It's wine and cheese with a mix of high-class Russian sausage. Russian sausage, you say, Ralph? It's a new item the Piggly Wiggly started carrying at the request of Karen Melkovi, a local bouncer at Dale's Vodka Bar across the street. Okay, let's let the action unfold, Thomas. Janie's up first, and she's made a beeline for the red wine. Yes, it is in her cart. Wait, is she? Yes, Thomas, she is pairing the red with a Montgomery cheddar. Oh, Montgomery cheddar, the king of proper English cloth-bound cheese. Great with a pint and crackers. Janie's making her last selection. It is the sausage, and it looks like she is going for the serdelki. I'm hoping saying that right. It is the hot dog of Russia, isn't it, Thomas? Spot on, Ralph. Made usually of veal, it's a plump little wiener, eaten by many Russians, both here and there. Janie's finished the aisle and has made her way to the break room to sign her scorecard and celebrate with Betty from the deli's leftover birthday cake. Dorothy is ready and about to start the 18th aisle. She's made her first move, and it's a shocker. She went with the boxed red wine. Riuniti, I believe. I'm a wine in the box guy myself, Ralph, but I think it's a bloody bad call at this moment. Boone's Farm would have been a better choice, and that's Bush League wine. Hold on, Thomas. Let's not crown Janie just yet. Dorothy has some gas left in that tank. She's popped a 5-hour energy, and she's ready to go. Yes, Ralph. 5-hour energy, which is no longer a banned substance among competitive shoppers. It looks, yes, she's going with the Cheese Whiz and putting it with the box wine. Cheese in a can. You Americans make me want to cheddar. Not you, Rolf, but the others. Anyway, back to the action. Dorothy is going for her last item, and she's eyeing the Russian sausage. Wait, could it be? Yes! She has went to the famous Russian head cheese. I haven't seen anyone go for the head cheese since the 90s, and that famously lost Bertha Williams the 1999 U.S. Open of competitive shopping. Yes, Bertha Williams, what a champion. She's actually in the gallery today and seems very chavtastic about Dorothy's choices on this last aisle here at the Open. Well, it's a moment we've all been waiting for. Dorothy has finished up with the 18th aisle, and the marshal is totaling up her final with a total of 7 for Dorothy on the 18th aisle. Your 2019 U.S. Open champion of shopping is Dorothy Sabruta. Well, there you have it, Thomas. Last year's runner-up went out on a limb on the 18th aisle and pulled off the victory today. She's joined by her grandchildren in the winner's circle of cheese. Tears streaming down Dorothy's face as she receives this year's winner's purse of $100 in Piggly Wiggly coupons and an all-expense-paid trip to Mr. Tanker's house of quilts and yarn. Yes, congrats to Dorothy Zabruta and her family. They'll remember this moment for the next 20 minutes, at least. Thanks to my broadcast partner, Ralph Jones. This has been the U.S. Open of competitive shopping. Don't do math, wankers. Well, we're done pissing around. That's all for the Mundane Narrative. Don't be dodgy. Come back for our next episode. It's gonna be the dog's bullocks. Cheerio, wankers.